All right, that's right. Ms Childress and I are doing a combined lesson today. So if you're watching this video and you have not watched Ms Childress's video about making the Play-Doh, you need to go do that now. Go do it now, because that goes first. I've already made my Play-Doh. You gotta catch up with me. Go make it. I'll wait. Okay, you should have made the Play-Doh by now. That's how you're watching this video. Task 1 is making the Play-Doh, and I'm going in now into task 2, which is creating your tile, your pandemic, COVID-19, virtual learning tile. All right, here we go. I'm gonna flip the camera around. Lock it in. Okay, so here is my Play-Doh. I've made it. It is ready. It's pretty flexible. You can see how I put flour around on the table around it. That is to keep it from sticking to the table, and it also keeps the Play-Doh from getting too sticky. So, twofold, very important step. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to use a new medium. Remember, medium is a material, something you use to make art. We are going to use a new medium to think about, to remember, to practice our symbolism and repetition. Remember, we focused on that. We were focused on that right before we switched to virtual learning, and we didn't quite get to finish up our Black History Month projects, but that is okay because what you guys were making were so cool. So I'm happy we got as far as we did. If you find any sticky spots on your Play-Doh, you can just sprinkle some more flour on it. You do want it a little bit sticky though. It makes it easier to work with. Okay, so I'm going to make my tile. I flattened out my Play-Doh until it's about 1/4 of an inch thick. Okay, you don't have to go that thin because I have to now be very careful with mine so that it doesn't get holes in it, right? So you don't have to quite go that thin, but you do want like a pretty good size. Like it should be like about the size of your hand. It can be a little bit smaller if you want it to be. And what I'm gonna do, actually, you can leave yours as a circle if you want to, but I am going to cut mine into a square because that is just the shape that I want to work with. So I'm gonna cut off the edges. I'm not using a ruler or anything, just a regular butter knife. Doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm putting the extra Play-Doh. I'm going to use this extra Play-Doh that's over here, okay? So don't throw that away. You can use it to make your tile more three-dimensional, which is really cool. Okay, so now I have a square, and I'm gonna leave it where it is, just so that I don't mess it up. Okay, there we go. Okay, now you are going to use various tools. What I'm going to use to show you are toilet paper, paper towel rolls, okay? Because everybody has these, easy tool to make, and then you can basically just stamp in any shape you really want to. So I started with a whole paper towel roll, cut it in half, and then cut another one of those in half so that I can make different stamps. So your goal for this, remember when we did symbolism and repetition? Repetition is the repeating of anything, and what we're going to repeat in this are our symbols, right? So we're going to take at least 3 or 4 symbols and repeat them each 3 times. Okay? 3 or 4 symbols repeated 3 times. Okay? So, first, you could start. Now, I know that you all are experts at symbols now, so maybe make yours a little bit more interesting, right? But you could start with just a circle. And you're stamping it, you're not stamping all the way down, okay? Don't stamp all the way through. If you've made cookies before, that's how you cut out cookies. but this is not what you're trying to do. You're just stamping. So I'm just stamping a little bit. Okay, and I've got 3 copies. They are kind of like ovals, actually, not circles. They're kind of like egg-shaped ovals, and I just put them kind of randomly. What you are going to want to do is layer your symbols, okay? So my next symbol that I'm going to do, I'm going to take this paper towel roll, I'm going to do some folding, and I'm going to end up with this kind of symbol, okay? And I'm going to put one here. Ooh, that's weird looking. I'm gonna layer this one so it touches this a little bit. Weird. It looks kind of like a fossil. Have you guys ever looked at fossils? Probably in elementary school, right? So this could be our coronavirus fossil. That's pretty cool, I think. Okay, next I'm gonna do kind of like, it almost looks like an 8 shape. Okay, I'm gonna do that. Just lightly stamping. It also looks kind of like an underwater scene, which is pretty cool. Hey. What you can do after this dries, because this Play-Doh will dry hard if you just leave it sitting there, you can paint it. So this would be a cool way, like you could paint the inside of this, you could paint that. That's not a requirement for this project. What I want to see for you is these symbols repeated. And we're gonna do one more. So I'm gonna take another piece of paper towel roll and cut it. And I'm gonna try and make a square. Now, you're gonna have to fold it. Ooh, that's kind of like a raindrop shape. That's pretty cool. I like that. Now it's almost like a D. This is for Ms Dessort. Actually, I like that. So I've got 3 symbols repeated 3 times. I want to do 4. I think you all should do 4 too, because you're just that good at this. And I'm going to put these D's for Ms Dessort. This one will overlap these guys a little bit. Okay, notice how I filled the space, right? It's completely full. If you notice, like I noticed this one needs a little bit of help. I added a little bit with my knife. Okay, you could also turn these into letters. Like I had the D, you could make all of yours turn into letters. You could spell out your name multiple times. What I have to see is 3 to 4 symbols repeated 3 times each. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, right? They come together to like create new cool symbols and ideas, but they start as one. If you have extra Play-Doh that you want to then use, take some of it. I just took a tiny little piece and make some of your symbols 3-dimensional. What? 3-dimensional? Form the piece so that it sits on top of your little symbol. And then, if you look at it from the side, it's 3-dimensional. So cool. All right, I can't wait to see your tiles. Post the picture on Google Classroom or email it to me or post it as a response on Flipgrid. Okay, love you guys, miss you. Talk to you soon. Bye.